Every motorcycle trip I have ever taken has been led by someone else, much smarter and more knowledgeable about the areas where we're riding, especially when it goes to off-road. I've been lucky enough to make friends with people who do know the areas very extensively, and it makes it really easy for me to just shut up and enjoy the ride. But as you can imagine, well, it leaves a bit of a hole in the skill set for off-road riding. If I want to do these things more often, I have to bite the bullet, take the initiative, plan the route, and lead the group. When I first started getting into this, and I imagine that there's a lot of people who kind of feel the same way looking at all of the different resources you have, it can be a little daunting. So I'm hoping that one, I can get my dumb brain wrapped around this idea of finding and routing a decent motorcycle trip off-road, and in the process, demystifying the whole thing, and hopefully getting more people to be able to do this and enjoy it. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so the best way, and we're gonna keep it nice and tight on this one, the best way to approach this, at least in my mind, is to break this down into its smaller parts. So I had a conversation with Mark from Rackhouse Moto. We sat down because he's really good at this stuff, and he came up with a bit of a spreadsheet. So I'm going to summarize what we went over, and then we're going to go through each one of those in very brief detail to kind of help me get into the mindset. And then eventually at the end of this, I'm going to create a route, and me and Buddy are going to go ride that route. The first one's the easiest. Generally speaking, you take a trip, you go online, you look at something that you want to see, you plug it in your GPS, and off you go. For most road trips, this is going to be more than adequate. A little pro tip is, look for things along the way. If you're going in a straight line to somewhere where you're staying, see if you can find a couple of stops during the way. Don't get crazy and do a bunch of them, but like a couple, just to make the day break up and be a little more interesting. If you want to end up back where you started, do the same thing. Find out where you want to end up in the middle, connect it with a bunch of other stuff. A really good resource, actually, for finding interesting things is Atlas Obscura. I use this a lot. Essentially, you go on the site, you click on your state, it shows you all the weird, cool, pretty, strange things that you can go see. If I'm just taking a day trip, that's usually what I'm doing anyways. That's how I found a lot of the stuff I've already done videos on. The other cool resources is just the internet. People love talking about the places they've gone, so a lot of them will have search. So you could look for interesting places in XY area. Another pretty simple one, and one that can kind of guide the rest of it, is the why. What's the purpose of the trip? Are you just exploring new areas? Are you introducing a new rider to an area, or a buddy of yours that you ride with a new area? Are you trying to work on specific skill sets like riding in the sand, or riding in more advanced trails, things like that? If you're going to be adventurous in this and your goal is set out to try new stuff, then you can make adjustments to your routing to fit those needs. If not, you can just go with Old Faithfuls and get to where you're going. All right, so the who, when, and how, pretty self-explanatory. Who's going with you? When are you doing it? How are you getting there? Focusing on off-road, focusing on on-road, you camping, hotels, is it a new rider? What's the season like? That's easy. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. This was the most daunting part of this whole thing. All of the other stuff, the preamble, it's logical stuff, so it makes sense. The actual mapping, the routing itself was the part that was like, I don't know any of these roads, so I don't know what to look for. There are dozens of apps that handle off-road routing in some fashion or form. Most of them are paid. If you are going to do this quite often, it might be beneficial to pay for one of these apps. But for the most part, I'm going the cheap bastard route, and I'm just going to use each tool in a way that helps me get to the next step. We're just going to go straight from, we found out where we want to go, take that, I go to an online app, called Gaia. Gaia is really cool and stands out from a lot of the other off-road and routing apps in that it has a very good legend, which for somebody who doesn't know anything about those roads, I don't have that deep knowledge of all the Forest Service and unmanaged roads. Having that legend and it be clearly defined makes routing much simpler to do. I understand what those words mean, so I'm able to take my route, look at it and be like, yes, that seems like it would probably be a good route to take. All right, so real quickly, we're gonna go through the process I used to create this particular route that we went on. And I'm going to go through all the apps and programs that I used. The first of which is Gaia. As we can see, there is a good legend for all of the different types of road conditions that you'll go into. So we have our various super unmaintained high clearance roads, which could be fun to figure out. They've marked wilderness areas, protected areas, national forests, minor roads, which in this case is mostly the off-road stuff. The legend makes it really easy to kind of get an idea, and then I'll go and I'll find all the different roads on, if I can find them on Google Maps, and just to see what it kind of looks like. For this, we're gonna go boom. Let's create a route. That'll bring it up. Again, there's a paid version. We're not gonna do that. So I know I want to head southeast, so let's just see what that looks like. I happen to know that all of this is good because I've been there before. And I know I want to end up in Nimblewell. We've got our basic idea for about a 20-mile run from Nimblewell, Georgia to Suches, Two Wheels of Suches. Pretty simple. I happen to know the area a little bit as far as where Two Wheels is, so that looks good. Let's save that. Nimble. Suches. And here's where it is. You've got your free trial. So this is what you're going to run to, unless you want to pay for this, which then allows you to do things like save the trails. So you'll have all that, and you should be able to export as a GPX file from there. There's lots of other features. If you plan on doing this a lot, I love this app, if only for the ability to save your different routes and keep that. So we're going to pull out our phone here, and I'm going to look for my Explorer app. This is a Garmin app. I use the Garmin device. This is what I would use. What we're doing is create a course. And all I'm going to do is, with the map open and another screen, we are going to tippy tap. That's where we're going to end up. And the cool thing about this is you can also drag and drop, and it will do its best to map that out. So we're going to go through here, and we're going to go to Nimblewell. Boom, boom. And then we save. Share as GPX. Save to files. Explorer's a pretty cool app. It's just not as intuitive to create as the Gaia GPS is, so that's what I end up using. It also, I don't have to convert files to a GPX and then transfer it to my phone. That's pretty simple. Now, let's go put on a hoodie because it's real cold and go throw this on the GPS real quick.
We're learning here. Do we document? Pulls camera. So, this is probably user error.
Preparation is key. We did no preparation. However, Can you play cameraman for me for a
I
second?
would love to. I would love to.
Since mine is already done, it's like the cooking show where I already got a baked quiche ready to go.
Oh, guys, it turns out my bike's working. Hold on. What about this one's?
We load up using whatever app it is and works to load the GPX file to your device. And this is the important thing because this is what throws people off. You do not want to route, because if you do a route, GPS is going to try to change when it's off course and try to reroute you, and most times it'll take you to a paved road, and that's not what we're doing. So at least on the Zumo, it's called Tracks. You open it up, you import the GPX file, and then basically what it does is it shows, and you can come over here and show it, it shows the actual track, and that's where we're going to follow. It's going to be one of those things where we just keep our bike on the purple line, and if we go off course, it's just going to move that line to it. And basically, we're just painting inside the line. That's it. It's really that simple. It should be that simple. I had a lot of anxiety. This is the first time trying it, but I came out with a lot more confidence. I know it seems like a simple idea to just, hey, find a place you want to go and then put the points where you want to put them. But especially with off-road, you're dealing with a lot of unknowns, and then you start second guessing everything, and then there's a lot of moving parts. And then to add on that, if you're the guy that's making it, you're probably the guy that's going to be leading the ride. And leading rides, I've never really been comfortable having the responsibility of making sure we all get to where we're gonna go and that the plans go the way they should. It can be a little nerve-wracking, but I do feel better about it. And it kind of, like I said in the rip, it demystified the idea of like, well, okay, anybody can do this. You just have to sit down and just build it out piece by piece in order to have a good time. And at the end of the day, we got to where we were going, and we had a lot of fun doing it. I want to see more people being able to do that. We all would rather everything just be taken care of for us so we can just go enjoy it. I had a lot of fun. I hope to do it again soon. Maybe next time we'll get Chase to try and set a route, and he can be the leader, and we can figure out his GPX situation. At any rate, appreciate it. Let me know if there's any cool spots in your area that I should put on my list. And yeah, safe riding, buds.